Hello, and welcome to the Of Myths and Men podcast, the only podcast stuffed with fluff, not lies. I'm your host, Adam Holcomb, and I'm joined today by co-host and truther, Dylan Blumenberg.
Nothing but the truth on this pod, Adam. We don't make things up. No CNN on this. All Fox News, all the time.
And we are happy to have special guest Valia Chohoda, also known as Lies with Satan.
I'm also stuffed with fluff, if you know what I'm saying.
What is that? What does that mean?
I'm winking right now.
That's what I named my dick.
Stuffed with fluff?
No, just fluff. He's
even
stuffed
when it's
with
hard,
it.
It's limp.
It's like a porn star, yeah.
I have a problem. I don't like you talking about it on this podcast.
You brought it up.
Our podcast brings together three unknowledgeable individuals who spend a day pretending to be experts on mythology. Each week, we will discuss a different god or creature, rotating out the lead mythologist. We will discuss its habits, its attitudes, we will tell a tale, and we will end on a debate on who would win in a mythological fight club. And today's lead mythologist will be Dylan.
What's good, Adam? This week, we got one for all our South American listeners.
All five?
All five of our South American listeners.
Everyone else, please turn this off now.
Can you name every country in South America?
Dude, I could name probably 5 countries in South America.
Do it, I want to hear this.
All right.
Name all the ones you know.
We got Brazil.
All right.
Chile. Man, I'm already hitting the wall. Ecuador. Is that a country?
Yep. Keep going.
Thanks, American school system. I feel if I wasn't on the spot, I could and didn't impose these.
I don't think we can blame the
Argentina.
school system. There you go. That's 4.
Bolivia.
5.
Colombia.
6.
Venezuela.
7.
Do you have it open?
Peru.
And you're just reading it?
Oh, you suck. Thought you were on
There
a
we
real
go.
roll. Like you just hit a gold mine.
Yeah, it came to me. You know, honestly though, like, if someone was like, yeah, where's this country? I'd be like, oh yeah, South America. But naming them, not my strong suit. I've always sucked at geography. And that's why I picked the Chupacabra.
Oh.
Sorry, El Chupacabra. You guys familiar with this little guy?
What does the L mean? What is L?
Does it stand for Larry?
I
Larry
think it means
Chupacabra?
Mr. Chupacabra, I think it is.
Monsieur Chupacabra.
Do you guys take a guess what Chupacabra means? Well,
Sheep eater.
Close. Pretty close,
Hair
actually.
of the dog.
Also kind of
Where's
close in
the
a
beef?
different way. Yeah. Yep, you got it. Right on. It means goat sucker.
Almost had it.
Chupar.
That was my next guess.
Chupar means suck. Cabra means goat.
Hey, Dylan. You
Hey.
chupar.
That's also a very famous
Thanks.
sex position.
Chupar?
No, goat sucker.
So, weird story about this. That name originates from Puerto Rican comedian Silvero Perez, who coined it in. Any guesses?
Yeah, I got a guess. I'm gonna say Casablanca.
No, I mean the year. Sorry. Should be
So
more clear.
1322.
1947.
1995.
Fucking A.
Can you believe that? I've always known this thing is the Chupacabra.
True. But
That's
you've
a strange one.
also only been conscious since 1995.
That's true. But there are other things that I know about before 1995.
Really? Are you sure?
Like
There's a
4
handful.
South American countries.
3. Apparently.
Name 5 things that happened before 1995 that you know about.
We got World War One.
That
You
was
say
a lie.
1995.
Yeah.
World War Two. We got Vietnam.
The
We
country?
got the Cold War. The Vietnam War. And what else we got? I'm really drawing a blank. My car was built.
There you go.
No, it wasn't. It was built in 97, actually.
Oof.
All right. So chupacabras, they suck the blood from livestock, commonly goats. That's why they're called goat suckers. Putting
That
two
makes
and two
sense.
together. It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So these guys originate from Puerto Rico, but they're common in all of the Americas except Canada. Would you count Canada in the Americas? I guess, right?
It's in
If
North
you're counting
America.
north and south. Yeah. So people have seen them from Maine to Chile. They don't cross that border. So like all those Americas. But there's also sightings that people have seen in Russia and the Philippines.
How'd they get over there?
Don't ask me those questions, Adam.
Okay, sorry.
They can fly.
Jesus. People have dismissed those as not actually chupacabras because of a lack of evidence.
Evidence, huh? That's what they're looking
I didn't
for
know.
here?
But they kind of get into this because I guess there's a fair amount of evidence with this one. But a little bit more on that later. These things are usually about the size of a small bear with spines going from its neck to the base of its tail. And it hops around on 2 feet like a kangaroo and has leathery green skin. But what else is the size of a small bear? Can you think of anything?
A small bear?
Correct. Which is why people think that chups are usually just dogs, coyotes, or hairless dogs. But like coyotes and dogs that have mange. Have you ever seen a dog with mange?
I've seen a dog with mange, and I'm not talking about the wife either.
Sick.
If you know
Gross,
what I'm
dude.
saying.
I gotta crack a beer for that one. That was pretty good.
Can you say, after you drink that beer, can you say Puerto Rico, but like in the proper pronunciation?
Well, it's an American beer, so I don't think I can.
Yeah, but like,
I'm not drinking
since this is a special episode,
Dos Equis.
we're gonna need to hear the proper pronunciation of the region.
Puerto Rico.
Nice, perfect.
Learned from my boy George Bush. So yeah, look up a picture of a dog with mange if you haven't seen that. They look really weird. They could like totally be mistaken as something else. But they had pictures of these things. Like someone said that this chupacabra was like killing their chickens and all this shit and bleeding them dry. This website, this old wooden text that I found, it had some reports on it saying like veterinarians examined 300 victims, like animal victims of chupacabras, and none of them were bled dry. And also someone found a dead chupacabra in their yard and it just ended up being a coyote. It's like, yeah, okay. So this thing is probably a load of bullshit, and that's why we're stopping this episode now. Cut it,
we
Adam.
don't lie.
Yeah.
None of the previous
Song
pictures
out.
we've done have been fake.
Let's sing them out, boys. Boop, 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 boop.
This episode was brought to you by Fuck Off.
3 last things for this one. We got things about October. October is National Chupacabra Awareness Month. The first full week in October is Chupacabra Week. I don't know why you need 2 of Chupacabra things in the same month. It's a little bit redundant. And then October 5th is Bring Your Chupacabra to Work or School Day if you work at a school.
What if you go to school but you work at a Chuck E. Cheese?
You can bring it there. They'll
To
let
either
you in.
one?
Yeah, well, why not?
Both?
Show it around, Adam.
All right. You have anything else for us, Dylan?
Nope, Adam. That's all the lies I have for today.
Now I have a question about this chupacabra.
Hit me with it.
So you said it's in South America, right?
It's in all Americas.
Okay. That was my question.
All right.
Yeah, except
they
for
found it
Canada.
They've seen it in Maine. Yeah, no Canada, though.
Well, Maine's basically Canada.
These chups, they all got DUIs when they were younger. Now they can't cross the border into Canada.
I mean, it's not hard to get into Canada.
If you have a DUI, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, you can't go into Canada if you have a DUI.
Well, legally, you can't cross.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're not going to be illegal here.
Mythology was created through an early form of storytelling, so we like to spend a little bit of time delving into a tale that involves our subject. We will be a little bit more in-depth with analyzation to better understand the story, and each week you'll have a tale to bring home to tell your goat and the Chupacabra sucking your goat.
Oh.
Or my wife. It's sucking
Who's
my
also
goat.
sucking your goat.
Hey-o. I'm not married, ladies.
Take a break.
Wait,
Fellas.
what?
Fellas,
You know what he's saying.
don't get married.
Gay legal. All right.
What?
So I found
Go
nothing. Let's continue. I found this on csicop.org. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. That's how it's spelled. Benjamin Radford. Thanks, Ben. Donna Serafina, an old medicine woman, said that many, many years ago, people are finding dead cattle, dead chickens, and dead bison, dead sheep, and goats. Not dead goats, just goats. And even a person who seemed like the blood had been drained out. Since whatever has mainly attacked goats, she said, a goat sucker, the people called the mystery animal a chupacabra. Don Serafina went on to tell them that ancient Indians had this strange breed of animal. She said that she herself had seen one with her own eyes following an Indian witch doctor who had it as a pet. The chupacabra stopped and stared at me, she said. It was an evil stare that sent a chill up and down my spine. But I was not going to show it that I was afraid. I just took out my détente, my picture with an embroidered edge that said, in English, "The Sacred Heart of Jesus is with me. Détentes are to keep evil away from you and protect you." When the chupacabra saw the détente, it gave me a mad stare and followed its master, dragging its long, skinny tail and turning to look back at me every now and then. I just held my détente out with my hand toward him. I don't go anywhere without my détente. You never know when you're going to see a chupacabra. You guys know what a détente is?
I do not.
Is that like debutante?
It is,
I'm a debutante.
actually. How'd you know that?
I know things.
Well, Adam, I don't know what it is either, so...
I liked
I was going to say
how
she was
that
holding
story-
out a debutante.
I like that guy's name is Don.
Oh, Donna.
Oh, I thought it was a guy named Don. Actually, speaking of, when I used to work for my old job, and won't mention the employer, call center.
Home Goods?
No, but we had a caller calling named Don, and it was a guy. And for some reason in my head, I couldn't remember how to spell Dawn, so I was like, was that D-A-W-N, like the female spelling? He was not happy.
That's funny.
Nice.
He wasn't happy because I spelled his name right.
One of the things people love to debate about is who would win in a fight. Like David, Dr. D. Schultz, or Year 1, Harry Potter. Valia, give me an answer, or ass, gas, or grass.
Who is...
Year 1 Harry Potter for sure.
Who's David D. Schultz?
Are we talking Year 1 Harry Potter at the
David-
end of the movie?
Dr. D. Schultz. No, beginning of the
David
movie. Let's
Dr.
do
D?
beginning of the movie. When he's just an 11-year-old child
D. Schultz?
who can actually make stuff happen.
Who is D. Schultz?
It's David Dr. D. Schultz. He
Who
was
is
in the
David?
WWE, and then he became a bounty hunter.
Like dog?
Is that
The
dog?
bounty-
Yeah, like dog, not dog.
He is dog?
He is not dog. He's like dog.
He's
Dude,
a
when are we
dog?
having dog on the show?
I'll reach out.
All right.
I'll reach out to his agent.
When are we going to eat
Tell him
some
I'm a
dog?
big fan.
So in our Fight Club section, we indulge ourselves and talk about who would win in a mythological fight to the death. We will pit this week's subject, El Chupacabra, or also known as Larry Chupacabra, against one we discussed in an earlier podcast.
Gotta
With
go
our
El
lead
Capri.
mythologist... with our lead mythologist defending the creature, and he can challenge either myself or Valia. What would you
Valia.
like?
You gonna challenge me?
Yeah, I'm tired of fucking around with who I challenged last time each time.
You're just gonna fight who you feel?
Yep.
And
And
feel
it's probably
who
going to
you
be
fight.
Valia 85% of the time. No offense, Adam. I'm not picking him for any specific reason.
Oh, I was going to take major offense to that unless you came up with a reason that I shouldn't.
I think you should take
And
some
that was-
offense.
I'm still going to take some offense.
Take some defense if you want.
Dude, take fucking...
Take
I can't think of the third.
Take a white picket fence.
There you go.
While I look for a creature for the Chupacabra to fight, why don't you give us a rundown of El Chupacabra's stats?
He's got a 2 for strength because he's a mangy dog. He's got a 5 for speed because he's a mangy dog. He's got a 3 for intelligence because he's a mangy dog. And a 5 for durability because he's a mangy dog.
What is he?
He's a mangy dog. Guess what his vulnerabilities are? Anyone?
Is it Minge?
Yep, straight up minge.
Fanny?
Any other
Tits,
words for that, Polly?
butts? Ass?
His special is good blood sucking.
Hell yeah.
Just like your fucking mom.
Hey, I got him.
Killing it.
So good. And the creature that I will be gifting to Valia today
Gift him.
was mentioned already, but I just couldn't pass it up. We're going El Cuco.
Oh, hell yeah.
The kook.
El Cuco is a boogeyman from a similar area, hence the Larry name at the beginning. And it has a strength of 4, a speed of 4, an intelligence of 3, a durability of 5, with vulnerabilities being misbehaving children. So it got really distracted by misbehaving children and would usually kill them, sometimes eat them. And its specials are that it can shapeshift, and you guessed it, it can kidnap and kid kill. It's good at both.
Kid kill, you say?
Yeah, kid kill.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, this thing's basically a boogeyman, shapeshifting boogeyman that likes to kidnap and kill kids.
Damn.
Sick.
I like it.
Alright, you guys ready?
Can we change this from mange to manga?
Manga.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
my weakness. I hate it so much.
That's why you're on DeviantArt so often.
I hate fucking DeviantArt.
Pants off. Manga all the way. 18
Pants
plus
on
enabled.
all the way.
You guys going pants off for this party?
Alright, you guys ready?
Give your balls a tug, you tit fucker. Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm gonna set the scene. I'm gonna set it well.
Set it. And forget it.
Just like a crock pot.
Or a woman.
How does that apply?
It just does. Don't worry about it. Don't ask
All right.
questions.
Daybreak. I was born twice.
What?
First, as a baby girl on a remarkable smogless Detroit day in January of 1960. And then again as a teenage boy in an emergency room near Petoskey, Michigan in August of 1974. I awoke mid-operation to find what appeared to be a mangy dog and some sort of kidnapper. And they stared at each other on opposite sides of my operating table. And then they fought.
Is this a Philip K. Dick book?
It's a Jeffrey
Camber?
Eugenides.
Who's that?
Middlesex.
All right.
It's the name of the book. I think it's about a sex
Someone
change
in the middle
operation.
of two people having sex?
Is that what inspired
So-
Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah. So this person's in the middle of a sex change laying on the operating table, and you guys are on either side. The doctors ran away.
What the fuck?
I
Fight!
14.
Let's take this outside. Let's respect this
I
person
agree.
here. We're taking it outside.
Hang on, I'm going to roll for both of you.
What? What does that require?
You both take it outside.
Great.
All right. You want to go in the parking lot?
Sure.
All right.
All right, you guys go into the parking lot.
Nice.
I find a stone
Whoa.
pillar.
Don't we have to roll to see who goes
Yeah.
first?
Pick a number between 1 and 20.
14.
13.
And the number's 4. Volley goes.
Yay.
I see. So he's standing in front of me right now?
Yeah, sure. You guys went out into the parking lot. The doctors returned to continue the sex change operation.
In our newfound, like, coolness with each other, I offer to shake his hand, right? And then when he agrees, I grab his hand and then whip him at one of those, like, parking lot cement pillars.
I don't agree.
He didn't agree. So you're just left hanging, trying to shake his hand.
Ooh, man, that's got to be
very-
a critical hit.
It's very embarrassing.
It's an emotionally critical hit.
Yeah,
I
you
mock
are
him.
emotionally crippled.
And grab
It's like
the
when Dylan
half,
found out he was adopted.
the half empty. Oh, I guess I'm a pessimist, huh? I said half empty.
Oh.
Jeez.
You fucking
I
pessimist.
grabbed the half empty McDonald's cup
Where?
of
Where'd you find it at McDonald's?
it's we're in a parking lot. There's always one here.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
With water and Coca-Cola because the ice melted, and just toss it in your face.
I
It's a
died.
killing blow.
He did. No.
He drowns. I'm the leader of Coca-Cola.
You open your mouth. El Cuco opens its mouth to try to like say, "Hey, let's shake," and the Coke water mixture gets thrown right into your mouth and face. So it's like in your eyes, stinging. You're choking a little bit, and it feels a little slimy. Because it turns out that there was gonorrhea in the cup as well. So now
Ew.
you have mouth gonorrhea.
What the hell is gonorrhea doing in a Coca-Cola cup?
I mean, it's McDonald's.
Is that a
Do
common
not worry
ingredient?
about it.
That's
Yeah.
the secret ingredient for Coca-Cola. Gonorrhea.
That's what they make their beef out of, is gonorrhea.
That's gross. Okay, I, in my like fit of my eyes hurting and shit, just start fucking Tasmanian devil spinning in an attempt to just latch onto him and fucking slam him wherever he goes as I'm spinning Tasmanian devil style. Spin, 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 spin.
Spin, 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 spin.
Spin, 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 spin.
That was 6 spins.
It's more, I threw that on a 6 pins.
6 pence?
The UK people know what I'm talking about. Americans take breath.
You're a little pissed off. You start spinning, and the Chupacabra is a little confused, and you grab it by the mangy neck, and you just whip it around and throw it. Where do you throw it?
Just wherever. I'm spinning like
Okay.
crazy. I don't know.
At a
You
Ford
throw
Festiva.
it, and it flies up to the second floor, hits a window, and it's just kind of like against the window and does that comical slow slide down as the inhabitants of that room look out at it in shock and terror. And it just slowly slides down the building. But otherwise, it's not too harmed, but it's a little hurt.
So I grab a spare brick off this building with my non-opposable thumbs and whip it at El Chup right in
Dodge.
the dome.
So as you try to grab the spare brick, you find out that buildings typically don't have spare bricks.
Dude, they're up. All right, go ahead.
Okay, finished buildings typically don't just have spare bricks. So you try to claw one out, and you're just kind of distracted trying to get it out.
All right,
You also don't have opposable thumbs, so it's really not working well.
that's true.
I run as he's clawing, because he's turned around technically, right? Away
Yeah.
from me.
Yep.
So I full on sprint at him and spear him into the cement wall, like as hard as I fucking can, attempting to break his spine.
What do you spear me with?
With my body, you dick.
Ooh, fierce.
You go rushing at the wall, and full on, you bend your head down. It's already difficult to see through the coke, and you just go head first trying to spear this thing, and you hit the wall so hard that you break your head through, and now you not only have a concussion, but your head is stuck in the wall. And El Chupacabra looks over to his right, where you just did this, and looks over in shock and surprise.
Fat play, mate, fat play.
I see opportunity and give him a good couple kidney punches And then just kick him in the El Chup balls. Or Vagine. Or Bob's.
It is a shapeshifter, so it can really have any of them.
That's true.
Unfortunately, because it's a shapeshifter, you can't find any of them.
Oh,
so you're just trying to hit, and you just can't find them.
The boobs aren't where they usually are.
Typical.
So it doesn't do much.
I shift
Haven't we all
shape
been in this?
into something that can get out of this predicament and just like a toothpick.
Like a
and
mouse?
Get out and then shift back.
A toothpick is your first thought?
Why the fuck not? Something that can get out. A snake. I don't give a shit. Just get me out of this hole.
A toothpick, though.
Yeah.
You shape-shift into an inanimate object. It can be broken in half with ease.
You successfully turn into a toothpick.
I'm the shape of a toothpick.
Sick,
Doesn't mean I
bro.
can't do anything. It's still me.
It does. You're an inanimate object. That was your entire move, right?
It's the shape of a toothpick. It's still my body and movements, though.
What's the shape of a toothpick that's not a toothpick?
No, a toothpick, yes, is an inanimate object. The shape of one isn't. I'm still a human. It's like the shape of water. That movie.
I'm not going to fuck with that. You made your point.
Is there anything more you'd like to do in your turn as a
You can't do
toothpick?
anything.
Get
He's
out and then just shapeshift back.
That's your whole move?
I'm not gonna. I don't think I can. I have enough stamina.
You successfully
to attack.
turn back.
While he's a toothpick, I pick my teeth with him.
No.
You do not succeed.
Damn.
You turn back too quickly.
My teeth are too wide.
I try another spear on his stupid. No.
With a toothpick, quite possibly?
I transform into Bill Goldberg from Pro Wrestling, and then I spear the shit out of him because that was a special move.
I love Bill Goldberg. Good old William Goldberg.
Sure.
A.k.a. the Spear.
A.k.a. the spear. Why not? Do I do any of that?
That's 2 moves.
You successfully... Wait, who are you turning into?
Bill Goldberg from Pro Wrestling.
The Goldbergs?
Okay, you try to turn into Bill Goldberg and you turn into Bill Cosby instead.
Oh, shit.
And then you attempt to spear him.
Oh, no.
But you spearmint him and you offer him some gum that's laced with roofies. But he doesn't fall for it.
Rhodey. That's what I say.
All right. I throw that gum on the ground, and with my sharp claws, I get him right in the throat and pull out Bill Goldberg's throat.
It's Bill Cosby right now.
Huh?
It's Bill Cosby right now.
Bill Cosby? Jesus.
Yeah,
God.
he failed to turn into Bill Goldberg.
All right.
Do you not listen?
Bill Cosby's an old fucking man.
Yeah.
Throat torn.
This is also the final death mode. So you also get to do something as he tries to claw you out. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna rip off his dick.
Okay, so you're ripping off his dick.
And stick it in his nose.
What would you like to do, El Cuco?
I block the dick rip, and instead I transform into a lightsaber, right? But I can move, yeah, and I slice his shit off.
Jesus, God. I hope you don't accept that.
Star Wars.
Oh, no. I don't like...
You turn into... So you go to turn into a lightsaber, but your dick gets ripped off. And then as you turn into a lightsaber, that was the ignition switch. So you fall inanimate, and then the El Chupacabra just chews it until you're dead.
Chew that dick.
That's fair.
And there we have it. The El Chupacabra pretty much held its own, and annihilated the El Cuco, which looks like a dysfunctioning
dog
mange
person.
Dick?
Well, no, the El Cuco looked like it was very dysfunctional.
Mange.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it could get back from the concussion.
Yes, it can.
I don't think so either.
It just didn't know what it was doing after that. Turned into a toothpick, a lightsaber.
Yes, it did.
Dude.
It was all
stick-shaped
calculated.
Things.
You just didn't let my plan run out. If I had one more turn, I would have had it.
Yeah.
Had this in
baloney.
the bag.
Why don't you turn into a fucking baseball bat next turn?
Why a baseball bat?
She turned into enough stupid things.
Wanted to turn into you. One more stupid thing. Heyo. That wasn't a very good insult, but I'll still take it.
I thought it was creative.
I didn't run with it properly.
That was like 3rd grade tier.
Today we learned about El Chupacabra, the goat sucker. It likes to suck goats, among other things.
Who doesn't?
Like cocks.
Sucks
we learned,
sheep.
Yeah, sheep, and pretty much looks like a mangy dog.
No chickens.
We talked.
Chickens are safe.
I thought they weren't.
They don't have
It kills
suckable
chickens.
things. Chickens don't have blood in them.
Okay. We told the tale of the person who scared a chupacabra away with a debutante.
It was
And
Ben.
we found... What?
It was Ben, right? Or Dana?
Donna.
Don.
Serafina.
Don.
It was Don. Don Quixote,
Donna
I think it
Serafina.
was.
Don Quixote.
Yeah.
And we found out that the chupacabra would kick the El Cuco's ass.
Big time.
You can listen to this
Had I had
episode
one
and
more
more.
move,
Oh,
would have been all over it. Mark my words.
Too bad. Too bad we limit this to try to cut down on episode time. You can listen to this episode and more at mythsandmen.com, and you can find the wiki with all your favorite creatures as long as they aren't relatively recent, because it's not up to date. If you enjoyed what you've heard and think we did a good job in giving you a laugh or two, please take a moment to give us a rating and review so that more people can find this podcast and you guys can celebrate us together. Please, we want to be celebrities. We want to be on the red carpet.
I don't know about that.
I already am a celebrity.
I want to get paid to show up at people's birthday parties.
I don't know about any of this.
Look up Star Wars Kid. That's me.
That's you?
Yeah, and also look up the
Wow.
Numa A guy.
That's you too?
That's me too.
Wow.
You changed a lot in those
Both
years.
of those are me in my prime.
You got fat.
It's a good song.
You can find us on iTunes at itunes.mythsandmen.com or on Stitcher at stitcher.mythsandmen.com. And you can tell your friends about us by word of mouth or just like tweet us to your Twitter friends or Facebook us to your Facebooker friends.
Tell your
do
friends
whatever.
that your favorite creature is placeholder.
You can
It's an inside
also
joke.
put a Craigslist ad out to find buddies to listen to this with. We'll support that. And yeah, you guys can celebrate our ineptitude together. For updated news, follow us on Twitter at Myths and Men or on our Facebook of Myths and Men page. If you have a suggestion for a creature we should talk about, you can contact us through our website, leave a suggestion in a review, or tweet it at us, or Facebook it at us, or Craigslist it at us, or whatever you want to do.
Is Craigslist a social network now?
No, but you can put ads out for it. We hope to see you next week when we talk about something else.
You're welcome, audience.
The music you heard on this podcast is called Call to Adventure by Kevin MacLeod from Incompetech.com. It is licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license.
Man,
Wow. I like that. That's a good punishment, though.
well,
Like,
I
fuck
think
you
they
for
just don't want
drinking and
criminals in
driving.
That's true.
I think it's
But I don't think
considered
that's-
a felony in Canada or something, and they don't allow felons.
Good.
Is what the whole thing ends up being.
Good.
It's not
Canada's rocking it.
specifically against drunk driving. It's just that one's a higher
Like
classified.
DUIs. Everyone else can get in except people with DUIs.
Ah.
Murder,
Terrorists? Sure.
Yeah, why not? Let them in.
What if the terrorists are drunk?
As long as they weren't driving or flying,
They walked in? They walked through the border?
Wait a minute. What type of terrorists are these?
It's like mini mall.
Mini mall terrorists?
Mini mall terrorists. A common term, yeah.
Is that like strip mall terrorists?
Like if you've ever watched a TLC show, like one of those reality shows like Honey Boo Boo, you'll often hear the term, you're a mini mall terrorist.
Are you serious?
It's-
Is that
it's a
something they actually
It's a
say?
very common term, and I'm
Is this
100%
something you
serious.
watch often?
I can't tell if you're serious still.
I'm not. I do watch a lot of TLC though.
I don't watch enough Honey Boo Boo because, I mean, I still have my eyes, so, you know.
You can roundhouse kick. I can fight a few dogs or coyotes and roundhouse
Dude,
kick
you could
those.
uppercut a dog.
Yeah, they're only gonna be like
Dude,
sucking
you could
throats and
armbar a
stuff,
dog
so.
for sure, man.
100%.
Dude, you could put a dog in a leg lock if you want, but which leg are you choosing?
Or which arm? We got 4 arms and 4 legs technically.
You could put a dog in a Gamora.
I know you're an MCU fan.